Hey, I'm Christy with Create with Christy, and today I'm going to share with you 3 different ways to decorate envelopes so you can send happy mail to your loved ones. The first one looks like this. We're going to use a black envelope with a white gel pen. Second one is a craft envelope. We're going to use watercolors. I'm going to show you how to decorate this mailing envelope using a permanent marker, a Sharpie, and some Tombow markers. So now I have my black envelope, my white gel pen, and a sticky note. I'm going to place my sticky note wherever I want to put it to save room for the address, okay? So just so I don't actually color right on the space, I want to save room for the address. Okay, so I'm going to take my white gel pen, and you always have to kind of get these going. So just scribble a little bit, and then you're going to just start doing your doodles. I am going to make a box. One trick with these pens is that the faster you go, sometimes it will leave, what do you call it? It'll skip. So keep that in mind. I'm okay because I'm kind of going for that, that look, that just like free form, not perfect look. So I'm just going around it a couple times, very loosely. I love to doodle. What about you guys? Doodling is therapeutic. Okay, and I'm just going to go around it one more time and kind of fill in the gaps, or not gaps, but I'm kind of making, I guess, more of a design going out of the lines to make it more interesting. So it's just not, perfect lines. There we go. Now you can go ahead and take this off to see what it's going to look like if you want. And there it is. Or you can keep it on in case you want to add some more doodles around it. I'm going to take it off because I don't need it right now. Okay, now we're going to have a stamp right here. So I'm just going to put a heart here to remind me that I don't need to do a lot of decorating right there. And then I'm going to decide, what do I want to put on here? Am I going to save room here to put my return address, or am I going to put it on the back? I like to put mine on the back. So I would want to make sure the front is dry before I did that. But let's say I want to go ahead and do some doodles. I'm going to just draw a line, and I'm going to make a lollipop flower. I'm just making a circle. All right, and then I'm going to do a leaf, an arch, and an arch, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and make another leaf. And then I'm just going to have the freedom to do this kind of style around the whole envelope. So I'm going to make a smaller lollipop flower. I'm going to branch off and make another one. How about over here? No rules, guys. This is our design. It's whatever we want to do. How about another little leaf? See how it's coming together? It's starting to look like something. How about I do another one out here? And just keep going. I could always start one down in this corner if I want to, but I might just want to keep it going right here. And see how I branched off of that one branch? I'm going to branch off of this one. Now, happy mail can just brighten people's day because we're used to getting junk mail or bills. And so it's like a lost art to get this kind of stuff in the mail. You may ask, well, is this going to last in the weather? What if it gets wet? Well, I like to spray mine with a sealer. I just use a clear acrylic sealer, just do a quick little spray. Now I think I'm just going to do like a little corner to finish it off. Just do little corners like that. And that's it. So I'm going to write an address in here, just so you can see. I'm just writing her name just like I would cursive, and I'll show you how to make it have that brush lettered look. So whenever you make a downstroke, so when you go down, your line's going to be thicker, so it's going to be a thick line like that. When you go up, it's a thin line. So with her R, this is a down stroke, so that means I'm writing the R. I'm going down, just like it says. And then I'm going around and then down. So right there, I'm going to make that thicker. And then this is going down. I'm going to make that thicker. So I just want to show you that little tip before I do this. Okay. There is the down stroke. On the O, see if you can do this with me. The O, there's the downstroke. And I will finish this name and then we'll move on to the next envelope. Okay, what do you think? I absolutely think just having this white gel pen, you know, on black is really elegant, really nice. So now let's let this dry for a second. It doesn't take long. I'm just going to use the heat gun for a quick second. That's the last thing I did, so I'm going to try to get that dried. And then the back, we always want to make the back pretty too, right? And so I'm going to write my name. I like to really exaggerate. Again, go slower if you don't want it to skip. I think I'm just going to do Christy D. And then I'll do my address. I'm just going to do it in print so you can mix up your fonts. That's really fun. And I could go do my downstrokes on here, just leave them plain because I think it's cute just like this. Now what if you get like off-centered? It's no big deal. Don't worry about that. But what you can do is always add a little doodle here or there. And I'm going to do, just for fun, I'm going to do an arrow because arrows are fun to make. And I could always do the little flowers. I can always put something like open here, sealed with love, whatever I want to put. Kind of fun, right? Simple, simple. Ready for the next one? I'm going to use a craft envelope, watercolors, a water brush. It's already got water inside, so you can just use it with your watercolors. I'm going to be using a sticky note, and you'll need a permanent pen so it doesn't bleed when you watercolor on it. I'm going to take my sticky note, and I'm going to put it wherever I want for my address. Okay? And I'm going to use that sticky note for to mask it so I don't get anything underneath it. I'm just going to start making some vines. Just some lines. See how random these lines are. Okay? Easy. Everybody can do this. Then I'm going to make some little circle posies. Just random posies. I don't want them to all be the same size. I want them to go different directions. They don't need to be perfect, okay? Some are bigger, some are smaller, some have a few little loops, some have more. This is handmade and we want it to look like we made it, right? Okay, is it starting to look like something? Maybe not. Maybe so. Okay, now we're going to make some leaves. So we're going to branch off of here, and I'm going to just make a leaf here. Opposite side, maybe two on this one since it's got a lot of space. Okay? Make one here. They can have veins in them or they don't have to have veins in them. You decide. This one's just gonna, well, it's gonna have two because I have a lot of space right here. But see how these aren't even? Those two are even and these are uneven. The goal is to be creative and make them look different. Okay. You can always go back if you want to and add another loop for your little posies. Sometimes it helps to turn your paper as you're going so you can see what you're doing. Now, it's good to have some space because we are going to add some more things to it. Okay, almost done. Now, while I'm thinking about it, when you decorate your envelope, you want to make sure that you have it the right side. So right now it doesn't matter, but if I were to address this right here, then it would be upside down, which I hear that that's actually good luck. I don't know. But if you don't want it upside down, just keep that in mind when you're decorating it, that you want to make sure that it's always the right way, especially if you start turning it to doodle on. So we got have that now. Now let's start adding some, kind of like eucalyptus is what I would call it. And so I'm just gonna make a line. And you can go ahead and make your lines, or you can just go ahead and start making your vine. I like to do these kind of like a heart, and that kind of keeps them more uniform, I think. And we are wanting to make sure to go off of it. We want to come on to this paper a little bit because we want it to look like we're going to want it to make a box where it looks like these aren't just floating in the air. Because right here, they're okay, but we want it to be more filled in. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to start going a little bit faster because you get the idea. And I'm going to leave probably a little bit of room because I have more more ideas of things I'm going to add here. We could actually draw a box around if we wanted to, but this is way more fun, right? I'm not doing it between every one, just every few of them, few ones. It really doesn't take that long to do this either. So when you're sending out mail to someone, just enjoy the process and know how much joy they're going to feel when they open it. Okay, let me do maybe a couple more. Okay, so now we're going to do another vine. This one is going to come out and we're going to do just like bigger loops, kind of like what we were doing, but bigger loops, all the way to the edge. Now I am not making my lines perfect, like seriously, I'm just doodling. I literally am not worried about how it looks. See that one? Because no one's going to look at the details. They're going to be like, look, she messed up right there. They're not going to see that at all. They're going to see the big picture. What do you think so far? Do you like it? I'm getting wilder as I go. Then you can kind of peek and see what you think, if you like. See how it's kind of filling in more? I like that better. Okay. Now we could keep going or we can stop. And I think we can stop now. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so then we would put our address in here. We could also add more decoration to the side if we want, but we might not want it to be too busy, so we may stop here. I usually like to do some kind of a border. So I'm going to put a border just on the part that is left open. And I'm going to do a double line. And I could also, if I want to, leave lines for the address. I could do that right here too, which you could use a sticky note as a guide and just kind of guess. I mean, you could use a ruler, but who wants to do that, right? And I'm going to go back and forth because I don't want it to be a perfect line. And if you see, I'm just guessing. I'm not measuring, and it's okay. Look, still looks beautiful, right? Sometimes I'll put the zip down here at the bottom, so I kind of leave room for that. Now, we can stop right here. We know a stamp's going to go right there, so it's going to cover up some of our stuff, which is fine, which is great. And then if we want to, we can add something to the back. So I'm going to go ahead and get my watercolors ready. And I'm just a mess with this, as you can see, which it's so freeing, so fun. A lot I'm going to be using here is green. And to get this working, if you've never used one, you just squeeze and the water comes out just like that. Isn't it great? One thing I do like to have on hand is a paper towel. So I'm going to use this right here. And squeeze some water actually on my palette. And I'm going to squeeze some inside here, in both greens that I have. And I'm going to start making... I like to mix my colors. So I'll probably start with the lightest green first, because we want different colors of greenery. If you look outside and you look at God's creation, you can't even imagine all the different shades of green. Go out and look in your yard. There's a million shades of green. So let me just kind of try to focus on doing that vine. And look, I'm not even coloring in the lines. This is so fun. Okay, this is the one. Now look at that big blob of nothing. So I love that you can just kind of, it's just so forgiving. You just kind of clean it up. And I am scribbling literally, and you're still gonna love it. Could I take my time and color in the lines some more? Sure, but that's not really the look I'm going for. I'm going for the loose watercolor look. All right, so there we have it. I think I have most of those colored. Now let's take the darker. Now we don't want it too dark to where, you know, it doesn't show up. So I'll play with it, add some water to it. And now we'll do this one. I don't know if we can tell much of a difference. There we go, it's a little bit darker. This one I might try to go in the lines a little bit better because it's hard to see the black outline. Are we having fun yet? I am. See how this has a little bit more blue in it? So pretty. And the other, oh, you know what we'll do to the other one? We'll put some yellow in there. That'll give it some dimension. That'll be really pretty. Okay. Now, to clean this off, since I'm going to do some yellow, I'm just going to squeeze it and just keep squeezing it until all of the green is gone, which doesn't take long. See there? And now I'm going to squeeze into my yellow and get it all wet. Okay. Now let's go back in here and add some yellow. I don't know if you can see that or not. Isn't that pretty? You see that? Okay, just quickly I'm just going to go in here and add some yellow. Just on those first ones I did. If I would have thought about that in the beginning, I would have done yellow first. But it's still fun. You can go back and add stuff. Because you always do your lightest color first with watercoloring. But since I did it light, I had some little holes in there. Okay, so there we have it. Gonna clean it off again. And now I'm going to do my leaves for my flowers. And I just kind of mixed a couple colors. These look pretty similar to that, but that's okay. They're a little different. Okay. So I have a hand lettering and doodle membership group, and this is kind of some of the things that we do in there. I teach how to hand letter, but we also do a lot more than just lettering. We do a lot of different art projects. I have a guest artist come in and they teach a lesson on something, all different kinds of things. It's not just lettering. And I also give challenges. I give free printables for tracing, and I teach a lesson as well. So if you want to know more about it, you can go to my website, craftwithchristy.com. Now I'm going to pick up some pink. You know what I want to do? I want to mix some pink and some orange. How does that sound? I'm going to do some orange first. Okay. And we could actually do like different flowers, could be different colors. See there? I'm not going to fill it in totally. I'm going to leave some open spots so I can add some pink. Why are you not cooperating with me? Okay, and let me show you. Go back and add some pink to this. I just like to add more than one color. It gives it so much more personality. Can you see that? You see the two colors on there? Can you see that I got out of the lines and I'm okay with it? Okay, let's see. You can see it better here. Just kind of putting a little dot here and there. And then I'm going to squeeze my brush and get some pink. My brush is kind of dry. Almost looks red. All right, y'all. How simple is that to make a cute little envelope? Okay, for this last project, this is just a mailing envelope that I have. It's like a cardboard. I'm going to use sticky notes, and I'm going to leave a larger space to write the address. So I'm going to use a couple sticky notes. I could even do 3 if I wanted. I'm going to use a Sharpie. I feel like with this plastic coating that the Sharpie is going to do best on here. Okay, and then I think I will go ahead and do like a loose rectangle around this. go ahead and take those off. And there we have a cute little spot for our address. Now on here, I am going to write Happy Mail. So I'm going to show you how to do some lettering tips when you're writing. So I'm going to do foligraphy, and foligraphy is when you take your regular writing and then you make heavy downstrokes. So we're going to do Happy Mail, and I'm just going to write it across the top. So what would you put inside this envelope? Happy, and then I'm going to do mail, just in a print. Happy Mail. Okay, so let's make our downstrokes. So with the H, this is downstroke, so we're going to make that thicker and we're going to color that in. This is also a downstroke. What's fun is this person can actually use this again. They can just cover up the address. Oh, I don't know what, yeah, that is a downstroke. Okay, so then this is a downstroke, depending on how you make your M. So this may be up for you. It just depends on how you make it. So up, that should have been up. Well, down, down, up, down. That's how I make mine, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay, and then my A. So A. Again, you may not make yours like that. I think most of us make our I probably like that. And then our L. Now we could add some serif onto here, which would be a line across the top or across the straight edges. That's kind of fun. And the side. All right, so there we have it. We have our Happy Mail. Now let's go ahead and do some more fun things with it. How about we add a flower down here? So this time I'm going to make a flower that is what I call a modern rose. And I take it, I'm kind of doing the same thing as a posy, going around, but I'm stopping it and making a point with it. And I'm going across and around, touching the opposite side and around until I want to stop. And then I'm going to make some big leaves here. Everything's oversized because it's a big envelope. I'm going to do the same right here. There you have it. Now, Sharpies come in different colors, and so you definitely could do more artwork and do it with some different colors. You can actually use other markers that, let's see, I've got these Tombow markers, and I could color with these. And I probably would want to seal it because these are, they love water. So they blend and you can watercolor with them, but if they got wet in the mail, then it would bleed, which wouldn't be horrible, but you probably wouldn't want that result. So I'm just actually taking my markers and I'm just quickly coloring. You get into a lot more detail if you wanted to, like we do in my membership group. We would go ahead and do some shadowing with that. We would do some blending with that. But isn't that pretty? Oh, I gotta add a little bit more. Can't help myself. just a quick little way to embellish. Okay. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this lesson and that you make happy mail soon for somebody that you love, because you know it's going to make their day. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, I'm Christy with Create with Christy, and I would love to see you join me on Facebook. I have a free Facebook group called Hand Letter, Doodle, and DIY, so I hope to see you over there. Bye.